Hi everyone, my name is Rachel and welcome to the French Seams. Thanks very much for joining me again for another video. I am so delighted to be back. It feels like absolutely ages since I filmed a vlog, so I'm a little bit rusty. So the last time I kind of filmed properly was the week leading up to Frocktails. It was the week in my sewing life, week in my life kind of vlog, which I had so much fun filming, and thank you so much for all the lovely feedback on that. Frocktails was just brilliant. It really, really was. It was the best evening with the best people, and a huge thank you to the Galway girls for organising such a fabulous event. Sewing people really are the best people. I absolutely loved my dress. I loved wearing it so much, but it's in the wardrobe now and it's just waiting for the next occasion to wear it. So I'm going to have to think of an occasion to wear it to, because it is just, I loved it so much and I was so pleased I put in the work into getting it, the fit right and everything, and it was just fabulous. I loved it. Everybody looked absolutely amazing that evening. The inspiration I got and just watching people, watching all the outfits that people had created, everything, it was just fabulous. It really, really was the best night. So thank you so much. And thank you for coming along the journey as well with me. I know I dragged it out for a while. Totally worth it. On the subject of Frocktails, actually, I was very, very lucky to pick up a ticket to a Frocktails event that's happening in September. So it's hosted by the Crafty Studio, the lovely Anne-Marie, and it's a kind of vintage afternoon tea bus Frocktails with 2 catwalk opportunities in 2 of the larger parks in Dublin City, which looks so much fun. So that's going to be in September. I think the tickets are sold out. I'm really, really sorry for mentioning it here if the tickets are sold out, but keep an eye on the Crafty Studio website. Anyway, as you all know, she's been doing a number of podcasts, so I was lucky enough to be in the podcast a couple of weeks ago now about Frocktails, and herself and the lovely Anna did a podcast last Saturday all about kind of summer sewing, and it's just really, really fun to watch them. It's like watching just friends and sewing chat, and you can chat away to them live and everything. It's fabulous. So I would encourage you to keep an eye on her channel for her next podcast, her next YouTube live event, which is just brilliant. So that's my little Frocktails chat. So what else have I been doing? So you did get a vlog from me recently. So I'm filming this on Saturday, and so yesterday you would have got a vlog from me, which was my Tiger Tamarack Together collaboration, which with the wonderful, the amazing, the sparkly, my wonderful, wonderful friend Sam from Sola Spark with Sam. So we concocted this idea in March, I think, a long, long time ago. So it took a while to get off the ground and for us to kind of decide what to do and when to do it and everything and actually do the thing. So basically we both sewed a tamarack jacket from a tiger picnic blanket, and it was just the best fun. So it was lovely to keep chatting to Sam throughout the process, and then to have our reveal then, yes, it was great, which is when I, as well as you, got to see her jacket, which was amazing. Everything she does is amazing. It just is. So it was great. So this was my jacket. And I'll link the vlog anyway below, but this is my Tiger Tamarack. Looking at it now, this would have been a great entry into So Fruity, wouldn't it? But anyway, so yeah, this is the picnic blanket from Tiger, and I did the Tamarack jacket with the welt pockets, thank you very, very much, which are lined in little gingham picnic napkins. And I did the add-on pack with the hood. So I just love how this came out, and I've actually been wearing it loads, and I really, really like it. And I think I will make another in a picnic blanket, in regular fabric. We'll have to see, but it was really, really good fun. So that's a vlog that you did actually get from me, but I'm so excited now to be back and to have the proper chat and a proper catch up with you. So where have I been? So you might see what has changed. And it's actually funny because filming that Tiger collaboration, at the start of the video, this was just plaster. At the end of the video, this was all painted, but there was no furniture in it. It sounded really echoey, but anyway, it is done. My sewing room is done and I love it. Big shout out to Mr. French Seams, who painstakingly painted this because I wanted diagonal lines. And I just let him off and said, I'd like diagonal lines, please, and just let him off with some masking tape. So he did a fabulous job. I think it's really, really cool. So you can see I've got some little storage bits here. This is my cross stitch that I made when I was about 10, and I absolutely love it. So all along here, I've just got still got my big desk. I've got my sewing machine, I've got my overlocker, and I have space, which is fabulous. Then on this side, I've got a teeny tiny little desk with my work computer. So a bit of storage here. And then what I've done, because the room is so small, that's basically one wall. This is another wall, so it's quite small. I've gone up, kind of skyscraper mentality. So I've got big, huge shelves up here. I've got big boxes full of work in progress stuff, like things I want to make up and patterns, all my books, all my Cricut stuff, all my crochet stuff, all my knitting stuff, all that kind of stuff. And it's just wonderful. So I did a big trip to IKEA, got all the bits and pieces I needed. My fabric scraps and stuff are still in the attic, but that's all right. That's a little bit of overflow. But I was very, very happy that because I love this colour scheme, the green and the pink, you may have noticed that I've changed the branding on my vlog as well. So let me know below what you think of it. IKEA seem to have kind of come along this journey with me. So a lot of their things are pink, which is wonderful. I also picked up this cushion cover, which is green and pink from IKEA, which is wonderful. So it totally ties in with the whole vibe of my sewing room. So I absolutely love it. I'm so happy here. It's my little oasis. It's just wonderful. So I've got my work side, then I've got my sewing side. I've got space to set up my little mini ironing board. It's just a pleasure now to sew in here and I love it. So have I been sewing in here? Yes, I have. So I haven't been sewing in here for a long time. So when I filmed that frocktails vlog, this room wasn't really ideal for sewing in. There was stuff everywhere, there's furniture half built, you know the way. So I was kind of grabbing bits and pieces of sewing time wherever I could take it. So it was out of commission for about 2 weeks and then I was away, I was visiting family, I was babysitting my little nephew who's just adorable. I had the best time with him. So it's all just kind of, life has just been really, really busy recently. It really, really has. Mr. French Seams has been travelling, the boys have been busy with activities, the usual kind of thing. So, but I have been able to do a bit of sewing, which has just been marvellous. So will I show you what I've been doing? So first of all, a little teeny tiny make, which I love. So my lovely friend Mandy from Make It Sew, I'll link her channel below. Just before Stitch Festival, she sent me a message saying, do your boys like minions? I was like, yes, they do. So she very kindly gave me some minion fabric and I made little bucket hats for my boys, which they love. So this is one of them and it's just lined in a little blue squiggly fabric and they absolutely love them. They look utterly adorable in them. I made them Lego hats last year. Younger French Seams now has older French Seams hats and younger French Seams hat has gone to my nephew, so they were due an upgrade this year and I love putting them in colourful matching hats because it means you can spot them in a crowd. So top tip, they absolutely love these. Mandy, thank you so much for the fabric. It went to a very, very good home and they love it. So this is probably the first thing I made in my new sewing room actually, and I was delighted with myself. So that was the first thing I got done. Then in no kind of particular order really, but I'll show you them as they are in the pile next to me, is a Donny shirt. So I think this will have been on Instagram by the time this vlog goes out. So this is another Friday Passion Company Donny shirt, which I love. I've made one before in a green cotton fabric from Carla Fabrics. This is the most fabulous viscose twill from Sister Mintaka that I picked up at the Stitch Festival. And I've got a lovely little gorgeous label here from Beyond the Pink Door Little Rosy Cheeks collab from the Beyond the Pink Door Advent Calendar last year. And I just love how this came out. This fabric could not but put a smile on your face. It's called Fields of Joy and you can see that this just brings me joy. So it's got the beautiful collar, little short sleeves, the lovely placket here. So I make a size medium. I add 2 inches to the length because it's quite cropped and I take away 2 inches from the sleeves and the fit. I'm very, very happy with the fit and I absolutely love it. It's beautiful and drapey and I have been able to wear it recently, which is even better, which actually brings me on to something I also want to talk about, which was Me Made May. So we've now finished Me Made May and this year I found it really, really good. So I did document my makes every day. I just kind of got into the habit of it. I wore Me Made every single day. I didn't have any repeats, which I really liked because it really made me think of like, okay, I've worn that already. Let's try this. Don't default to wearing the same jumper and t-shirt every single day, which usually I'm guilty of. So if you look at my Instagram, I've now got a highlight of every single day. You can see my kind of weekend stuff, my weekday stuff working from home, my weekday stuff when I'm not at work, and then my office stuff. You can kind of see throughout the day, throughout the days. But I found it really, really useful. I love wearing dresses to work. And at home, I'm much more casual. So it's jeans and t-shirts all the time. So I have loads of t-shirts. I do have a few pairs of jeans, but they're all ready to wear. So out of that, I now know that I really, really want to make jeans. And I really just want to make more trousers. And I need more skirts. So I do have one Megan Nielsen Brumby skirt, which I wore towards the end of May, which I'd forgotten how much I love. I need to make more of those in different colours. And I need to make more me-made trousers. I really do, because the trousers I have, they're fine, but the fit isn't great. So I would love to make more of those. So more on that shortly, but I just want to do a quick shout out to Me Made May because I just love it every year. I think it's such an eye-opener. I love seeing what's in my wardrobe, seeing my gaps, challenging myself to change up every single day, not get stuck in a rut, and kind of decide where I want to go throughout the year. It's a good month because at the start it's always really, really cold, and then by the end you're kind of in a bit of summertime, so it kind of gives a good kind of spectrum of the whole summer, the whole seasons in Ireland really, because like doing it later in the year, it's just fleeces and thermals really, isn't it? Let's be honest. But May is perfect. So big shout out to Zoe again for another fabulous Me Made May. I loved it. And I loved everybody's interpretation of it, watching people's vlogs, watching people on Instagram, how other people interpret it, whether they're mending, whether they're making, whether they're showcasing, whether they're, yeah, it's just great. Anyway, so moving on. So this is my Donny shirt. What else did I make? I made another Nocturn top, a Nocturn top, which is from So Liberated, which is a pajama pattern. And I've made one of these before in the most beautiful art gallery rayon that I got from Transform Fabrics up north, my lovely friend Christine. But this one is a viscose challis. Yes, that's right, a viscose challis. It's actually a Lady McElroy print, and it's the identical print to my pink one that I made my the one I wore to breakfast in Frocktails, which is called, and I can't remember what it's called, Adele blouse. It's very late in the evening. It's the exact same print as that, except this one is a viscose challis, and I think that one is a cotton lawn, and I just love this fabric so much. This is an awful lot more drapey. It's so soft and silky and beautiful. And this is the Nocturne top, and I love how it came out. It's got beautiful gathering across the bust, and it's got gathering on the back. So this is from the lovely Emma at Sew Me Something that I bought at the Stitch Festival. This is the thing that caught my eye that I had to run to check out, and I'm so glad I bought it. I just bought a metre of it, and it is just perfect for this pattern. It's absolutely gorgeous. I left out the V, which I had in my last version, because it was a little bit low. I recently realised that was one of my takeaways from Me Made May as well. A little bit low. So I left it out, so I just cut it on the fold here. And then I did a burrito for the back and front, so everything is nicely enclosed. It doesn't give you those instructions on the pattern, but I used the instructions from my, is it the Cali shirt or the Grainline Archer shirt, which shows you how to do the enclosed yoke here, which I think is a lovely, lovely finish. So yeah, I really love how this top comes out. It's so lovely and floaty and just beautiful. So very, very happy with this make. That's my little Nocturne top. The next thing I made up was, so you'll know, and actually I'll show you that first actually to set the scene. So I've been doing my quilting. So I'm now going every week to what I'm calling my quilting bee. So there's a group of lovely ladies that I meet every Monday, and they're just so nice, and we just go and quilt and chat about everything. It's just wonderful. It's so nice. But I've been working on my patchwork parcel from the Crafty Studio that Anne-Marie very kindly gave me last Christmas. That was one of the reasons I started my patchwork class, to learn properly how to do all these things, and I'm just so glad I did, because the things I learned there I was able to put in practice into this quilt, which now I love, and it is so, so special. So I finished my Christmas quilt in May. So I'm ready now. After this vlog, it's going to be packed up, folded, packed very carefully, and put in the attic until Christmas, where I know I'm going to be surprised and love it when it comes back out. So if I hold it up like this, and I shall stand back, this is my quilt. So there we go. So all the way down, it's got 3 little rows. So keep pulling it up, keep pulling it up. There we go, all the way like this. And I just love it. So I just love how it came out. I'll scooch back in, shall I? Oh dear, there we go. So this all came as part of the patchwork parcel. What I did extra was I added in these panels here just to make it a rectangle as opposed to a square. So these panels here, I added 4 of these little strips here to make it a bit longer. Then I also did the border in red, and then I did binding in red, and then I backed it with the most fabulous holly fabric. So I got these separately. And then I do have a label. She included a label in the pack as well, which I think is really cute. Here we go. It says Quilted with Love, so I added that in here. For the actual quilting, so when it was all sandwiched, I did this really, really cool stitch, which I have the lovely Adam from Adam Sews to thank for this. So in chatting to him, he mentioned a thing he called the serpentine stitch. So I ran to my machine to check did I have one, and I did. So I spent a lot of time playing with it, and it just came out so well. So it's squiggly lines that I was able to use with my walking foot, and I've got one of those little pokey things to do the distance. So, and I think you can't really see it on this, but I think you can see it on the red, and I think it gives a really, really cool effect. So thank you very much, Adam, for that. So yeah, learn something new every day. And so I just love how this came out. I really, really do. I think it's beautiful. I'm so happy with it. It's going to be packaged away now until Christmas. So I'm sure I'll bring it out at Vlogmas or something. But anyway, so because of that quilting class, there's a lovely lady in that, and she one night arrived with this huge big wad of fabric, this pink fabric, and she said, I know you make garments because I talk about sewing all the time. They know I make my own clothes. And she said, I've had this at home for ages. Would you like it? So it was a kind of a pink, it's kind of a, it's almost like a toweling French terry. I don't even know how you describe it. So it's pink. It's a lovely pink. You know how I love pink. And then this is the inside. So it's almost like a kind of a toweling French terry. It's very, very strange, but there's a ton of it. And I made a little hoodie. So this is a shameless copy of the lovely Karen from So Little Time. So she recently, I think it was for her So Frugal, made a pink hoodie and then put the flamingo patch on it. So I think she didn't commit to it. She was going to keep this as a kind of a stick on, like a little pin badge. I ironed this on, so it's there for life. But I was making this up. It's actually a darker pink in real life, but my light is going. So I made this up and I said, yeah, it's missing something, a flamingo patch, which we both got at Beyond the Pink Door advent calendar, maybe 2 years ago now at this stage. So I put this on and I absolutely love it. So apologies, Karen, I totally stole your idea, but I think it's really cute. And if we ever meet up again, I think we should both wear our flamingo hoodies. So this is the hot coffee hoodie from Waves and Wild, which I love. So it's a lovely hoodie, just a regular hoodie, but it fits really, really well. What I like about it is it has this crossover neckline. So I like to wear hoodies a lot. I have 2 Tilly and the Button Stella hoodies and I never ever wear them, and I think the reason is because the hood just meets in the middle here and it just comes into a V and goes back out again. I way prefer this neckline, that it's got a kind of interest, that it kind of flaps over the front. I love how that looks. So I had the tiniest scrap of this jersey left. It literally was enough to make the hood, nothing else. I got this gorgeous cotton jersey from the craft studio probably about 2 or 3 years ago, and I just had enough for the hood, so I was able to do the trilogy, pink, flamingos and rainbows, which I love. So I'm so happy with this hoodie. I make a size medium, I think, and I also did what they have in the instructions, the binding, but it's the kind of little half circle binding here. So I have a video on how to do this. I'll link it below, and it just gives a really, really nice finish on the inside. And I don't think I intentionally cut it to have the stripes across them. That's a complete happy accident. So love this hoodie, and that is the background of the hoodie. So I can't wait to wear this Monday week to my quilting bee and to let the lovely lady know that her fabric did not go to waste. It's now a beautiful pink hoodie. I'm really sorry if this vlog is going to be really long. I have an awful lot to catch you up on. The next thing I made, which I think is the final thing I made. No, it's not. One more thing. This is the next thing I got made up, and this is the MET from Jennifer Lauren. So I have made the MET about 3 or 4 times now, and it comes in short sleeves. You can see the sleeves here. It's just grown on sleeves, and it comes in long sleeves, and you can piece the front in really, really cool geometric shapes, or you can just have it plain. So I bought this fabric again at Stitch Festival. I'm nearly through all the fabric I bought at Stitch Festival, which I'm very, very happy about. So I bought this. It's a viscose jersey. I bought it from Stitch Fabric, so Rosenberg and Sons, and I just loved it. I just have visions of a kind of a nautical, you know, kind of Brett on top with white jeans, and my vision came a reality, I'm happy to say. So I'd never made the long sleeve version before. I wanted to give that a go. I had bought a meter, thinking, oh, that'll be fun, I'll make a t-shirt. And then I took this out and said, oh, but I really want a long sleeve one. So I made life really difficult for myself. First, trying to stripe match with 1 meter of fabric. So you may not notice, but there's actually a seam here. So I would challenge anybody to notice that. So, and then of course you have to cut it and then flip it over, so you've got all the stripes matching. And of course, did I nick the front? Yes, of course. But again, I don't think you can see that either. Thank goodness. That's a bit of, that's a bit of a plaster there. So this finally came out and I love it. One thing I will say is I've made this short sleeve a lot and I really, really like it. As a long sleeve, there's an awful lot of fabric then bunching here. I'll pop in a picture and see if you can see it. I still love it, but I think I prefer this pattern as a short sleeve. And I think I have heard people mention this as well, because it's quite similar to the Sew Over Molly top, that grown on sleeve. I think people could have had the same issue with that, but I absolutely love it. I love how it looks. It's really summery. It's really, it's just lightweight. I love the neck. I love the stripes here. I just really, really like it. And I'm very happy with my stripe matching. And I got a long sleeve top out of 1 meter of fabric. So, right. That is everything I think I've made. Let me just have a quick look at my list. Yes, I think it has. There's one more thing I made, and this leads me on to my plans. So I made trousers. So I've been sewing for 7 or 8 or 9 years, and I have never once made a wearable toile. But I made one this week because a few months ago, a few weeks or months ago, I bought a pair of ready-to-wear trousers, and they're kind of those woven joggers with a kind of elastic waistband, elastic cuff, kind of cargo pants vibe kind of thing. But I really, really wanted to make a pair of those. So I have, because I have been buying fabric as well, I should mention, I bought some beautiful navy linen from Stoffen that arrived during the week. Hasn't been washed, is going in the wash straight after this vlog. Beautiful navy linen, and I wanted to recreate those trousers. So I was humming and hawing over what pattern to choose, and I finally decided on the Helen's Closet Arden pants, which I think would be perfect. They've got the elasticated waist, the nice pockets, and then they've got you can do just hemmed cuffs, hemmed cuffs, thick or wide elastic cuffs I should say, and narrow elastic cuffs, and it was kind of really what I wanted to try. So I've got this beautiful fabric that I want to try, but I twirled it with giraffes. So shall I stand up and show you my giraffe trousers? Oh dear, look at that. Do you always have threads? Yeah, never mind. So these are my trousers. So here you go. I don't know, can you see properly at all? So here they are. Now, there they are. So I totally stretched out the pockets, but never mind. So this is lovely viscose fabric that I got from Stoffen as well, I think a couple of months ago. And I had just enough, and I really wanted to try out these trousers, and they came out quite well. So I did totally stretch out the pockets. You can see they're kind of bulging a bit there, but they're really, really nice, really comfortable. The waistband is lovely and wide. It says you should have 1.5 inch elastic. I didn't have that, so I pieced 2 pieces together with zigzag. But what I did then was, to stop it flipping, I kind of did a kind of little S stitch all the way across, and it's worked out really well. I removed 1 inch from the rise because I really don't like high-waisted trousers. So I removed 1 inch from the rise, and I added 1 inch to the legs. The leg length is really, really good. When I make my real version, I'm going to take another 1/2 inch out of the rise, so it's kind of just below my belly button. I'd like it to be a little bit lower, but I'm really, really happy with them. So I actually made trousers. There is a little bit of a pajama vibe about them, but I think during the hot weather I think you get away with it. So here they are. So I'll do the usual leg up. You can see, if I get a full length picture of them I will show, but you'll see them again hopefully in the real version. I have a wheelie chair, but I have carpet on the floor, so it's very, very difficult to wheel around. So these are my Arden pants, and I absolutely love them. I really do. And they were really straightforward, really quick to make. I made them in about 1.5 hours. So I'm really looking forward to doing this. So these are going to be my plans for this week. My other plans for this week are, I'm taking part in So Fruity. So the lovely Yvette from Blossom Sandwich, who I had the pleasure of meeting at Stitch Festival. I'm going to take part in the vlogger tour, so you'll see my vlog. I think it's coming out on the 11th, so I've got plans for that, but I won't talk about those on this vlog. So I'll be working on those in the background. The other thing I'd like to make is, and this is going to be my last plan for the week, we'll see how I get on, is this beautiful fabric. Isn't this just gorgeous? So this again is from Stoffen, and it's a viscose, and it is just beautiful. Look at those flowers, absolutely gorgeous. I have a plan for this, and I'm going to have to see how it works out. So I would like to make a little summer dress, wheeling around that chair. So let me walk you through my thought process. So you can't really see that. This is the Tilly and Buttons Lotta dress. This is the Deer and Joe Magnolia dress, and this is the Friday Pattern Company Davenport dress. I would like the skirt of the Lotta with the pockets of the Davenport. I would like the neckline of the Lotta with the sleeves of the Magnolia. So in the end, it's going to look very much like the Hadrian handmade Amalfi dress, but why buy that when you can hack 3 patterns together and make life really difficult for yourself? But I would like that because I love all the individual bits. I love the Lotta dress, and I love it in a woven, and I love the sleeves of the Magnolia. I made one last year for a wedding, love it. And then I love the pockets on the Davenport. So that's my plan for this fabric, which I think is really, really beautiful. It is an off-white. It's not as off-white as coming up on screen, but I just think it's absolutely beautiful, and this is just summer, summer, summer. It's just glorious. So they are my plans for this week. So I think I'm just having a quick look at my notes down here. I think I've spoken about everything, but thank you so much for joining me. Hopefully I'll have this out to you this weekend. If you have any questions or comments on it, please, as always, let me know in the comments box below. I love having the chats with all you lovely people. I'll link everything below. I'll link all the vlogs I mentioned. I'll link all the patterns I mentioned, the usual kind of stuff. But please let me know what you're working on. I'm just so delighted to be back and chatting to you, and to get my sewing room back in action, and to be able to kind of making plans and doing things and keeping you guys updated, which of course I love doing. So I think I should leave it there for now. I hope you all have a lovely weekend. I hope you get time for some lovely sewing. If you like this video, I would really love it if you would give it a thumbs up, and please consider subscribing. And I will talk to you all again very soon. Take care, everyone. Bye.